Jason Lee Podcast.
Welcome back to an all-new episode of the Jason Lee Podcast. Another week survived. You know, that's all we're trying to do. I have to tell you, last week was just so crazy. It was busy. As you all know, I'm balancing this life of culture and community. I'm the vice mayor. It's so funny because yesterday I was at an event and for a neighboring city, and somebody walked up to me who didn't support me during the campaign. And everybody expects in politics that once you win, everybody's supposed to forget about the past. Nah, not me. He walked up to me in a crowded room and he says, "Hey, Jason, how you doing?" I said, "You will not refer to me as Jason. My pronoun for you is vice mayor." He can call me Jason because he supported me. You did not. He goes, "Really?" I said, "You damn right." And I stand on that because I earned the title of vice mayor. You will call me vice mayor. You do not have the luxury of calling Kamala Kamala. You have to call her vice president. I am the vice president of Stockton. It is what it is. And so, yes, I hit the faces in the room were like, "I can't believe it. Believe it's not butter. Believe that. You will refer to me as vice mayor." And he said, "Well, how do we move forward?" We sit down and we talk about how you got behind a loser loss and now you got a dog in the race that you didn't bet on. So now it is what it is. And shout out to everybody else in Stockton who's winning. But this is a testament, those of you who don't like or know about local politics or politics in general, elections matter and they have consequences. Get behind people that you truly believe in. And when you believe in the losers, then you lose for the next 4 years. Now, I'm one that believes, we're going to bring everybody together. I've been addressing the NAACP. Well, take a look at this picture. I met with the local NAACP because, yes, Jason Lee is building bridges. Yes. We had a great meeting where we talked about shared vision, shared interests, goals, or whatever, but we still retain our right to believe what we believe as leaders. And I'm still a member of the NAACP, and we agreed to work things out together before working them out in public because, as you know, it's a new day in Stockton, and I'm going to meet you where you are. But shout out to Luana and Bobby Bivens for that. I know a lot of you are like, who the hell are these people? I don't know. But that they're in Stockton. They're important to our community. And what else? Oh, and I have to tell you guys a story. And I want to share this with my audience because I know a lot of you are following what I'm doing. And, there's this new excitement of me stepping into politics. I just see it as I'm just doing something else that I want to do. And everybody else is like, "Oh, my God, you've stepped into power." Well, the real power is that we as individuals coming together can control the future of our destiny and whatever. So I was having a horrible week last week. Horrible. And I think, and not because of Rob, but I think people think because you got money or you have some success or fame or whatever you may think I have or whatever, that you have no problems. It's actually the opposite. You get more issues, more problems. You get more resources, but you still get more problems. And then as you perceivably on the outside have a lot of good things happening, people just assume that everything is good and nobody really checks on you. And I've done a lot of good for a lot of people, and I'm not saying I expect good to be given in return, but it's almost like you do unto others as they do unto you. But y'all don't do that. So last week I was having a horrible week. Mentally, I was having a mental thing where I just felt so much pressure. And not just, I have a great team, so it wasn't because I had a lot going on per se. There was that, but it's just a lot of just things happening. And I saw something online where it said some people isolate themselves like it's like depression. You isolate yourself. And I found myself isolating myself. When I could get time to myself, I would just stay in my house. I wouldn't go nowhere. So I was having a horrible week. I went and took a tour of juvenile hall. Everybody that's read my book, I used to be on probation. I worked at probation. I left, whatever. I went to go tour juvenile hall with Councilman Padilla. And we're doing a tour, and I go in this unit, and there's all these guys in their classroom. And I was about to walk out the door, and I said, "Damn, they were all looking out the window. I should probably go say something to them." They're like, "Yeah, go say something." So I went in there. I started talking to them, telling my story, whatever. And I said, "Anybody got any questions?" And the one kid raised his hand. And most kids will say, "How's NLE Choppa?" or "Where's Rihanna?" or da-da-da-da-da. I was waiting for a very superficial celebrity question. And this kid raised his hand. He said, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "How's your day?" And it totally changed my week. It changed my day, but it changed my whole week because here's somebody in a situation where they don't have their freedom. They don't know the future. They don't have much. And here I am, the vice mayor, the Jason Lee, the da-da-da. And this person, all they asked was, "How was your day?" It hit me And it made me recalibrate. I took the rest of the day off. I took the weekend off. I stayed home. I did nothing. Well, I had sex. I went to the gym. I had therapy. I had sex again. I had lots of sex this week. I had a lot of personal time. Great sex, by the way. And I went to lunch. I went to dinner with a friend. I listened to music. I played with my dogs. I smoked hookah. I did all the things that I went to therapy. I did all the things I wanted to do. I got a haircut. I was able to restore myself, but I have to say it came because of that kid. And so like oftentimes when people write people off, just know like those people matter too. Those people, that man, I told him, I said, you literally just changed my day. You changed how I'm going to govern because my attitude is going to be different. My outlook is going to be different. And it literally changed everything. So his name is Pete. Or P. I don't know. He said he's going to look me up when he gets out. I said, come down to City Hall and just ask for the vice mayor. He says, all right, can I come on your show? No, P, you can't come on my show. You ain't famous enough. But anyway, I just want to say, take a little time to really think about peace and the fact that we all deserve peace and happiness. And I know I posted something on social media today that said the U.S. is the most unhappiest it's been for a long time. And I know a lot of us out there are sharing the same feelings, war plans being text and group text. Is that on? That ain't on the list today. What is going on with the world? We have to deal with this.
Down.
Anyway,
hires.
I just want to say to all, right. I just want to say to everybody out there, if you are struggling with mental health, if you are struggling with stress, if you're struggling with frustration, if you are not able to deal with it, because it was very overwhelming for me, just take a beat, take a break, set boundaries. I'm now reinforcing boundaries. I am unavailable as the vice mayor from Friday at 5 to Monday at 9, unless there's an emergency. And spending more me time is important. So let me check in with you guys. I know you had a personal situation, and we're going, how are you? How are you?
I'm good. I needed a lot of family time. I went back home for a week, and then it was like a family death. But then my mom had a 60th birthday. It was her mom that passed away, so then it was like a weird
Happy birthday,
thing.
happy 60th birthday.
Period. But then that was weird. Like we couldn't really like replan that vacation, but then I feel like we needed that family time to like bring us all together. So it was cute.
So I had to call HR on you because I said, wait a minute, Marina took time off for a death, but she in Cabo. What's happening? I thought you were one of those employees that, because I killed my grandma like 10 times.
Wait, and I told my mom that.
I killed my grandma 10 times.
I told my mom.
And the fact, when I worked at Eddie's Pizza in Stockton, I got fired for faking my grandmother's funeral, made a whole fake funeral pamphlet and everything. When I saw you dancing on the beach, I called Rob. I said, why did she take time off? What happened?
Wait, I told my mom, like, I need to take a photo of my grandma's casket and text it to Jason because I'm like, Jason literally lied about his grandma dying and got fired.
We shouldn't be laughing about grandma's casket. So let's because everybody's like, this show is really weird
I know,
right now.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
So first of all, sorry that you went through the death. I did see you post on your social media death stuff. So I was like, okay, so she really did have a funeral. So I called Rob. I go, Rob, where is Johnny at? Then I went to Johnny. Where Johnny? Because Johnny had a personal matter. He had to go. I said, wait a minute. Are they applying for other jobs? What the fuck is going on with our production? Do we have a show on Monday? Anyway, I'm glad that everybody's here. Johnny, you here? Okay, Johnny's back there. So I'm glad that you're back. I want to know the name of that hotel y'all went to because the pool looked fabulous.
It was. You would love it.
No, it's fabulous.
Yeah,
well, I haven't been. Did you go with me to Mexico? No.
Yeah, we went to Mexico together before.
Well,
did we?
Yeah.
Oh, we had the little hotel, we rode the bikes and all that.
Andrew,
Zeus and all that. We had a good time.
Yep.
It was there was Playa del Carmen. That was cute, right?
Mm-hmm. I love Playa del Carmen.
Can we go back, or is the Mexican president and the cartel looking for us?
They
to
look
the
like
fine.
Americans now.
It was no problem.
So you got through and everything well? Okay.
It was easy.
Shout out to Mexico. We love your country.
Love.
We don't
Down.
look. If you see me, Robert Marina, in your country, don't tie us to what's going on in DC because we love Mexico and we love Mexicans. Okay, go ahead. How have you been?
Oh, I've been good.
You what?
I shot a film. So
okay.
I've
Well, why are you looking at me? I thought you caught an STD. The way you looking at me, like, what?
I shot a film. So
Okay.
that's why I was
congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Let me give Rob his Rob just wants to shoot films. Can y'all just book him for everything?
Please do.
Please.
How was that?
It was amazing. It was a really, really good production. Some great, well-known Black talent in the film. So it's gonna be great.
Okay, we need to get into our award show.
We do.
Okay, listen, the Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards is coming back. We film it on June 10th, the 20th. June 20th, and you'll find out how you can get tickets and all that. It's going to be a great show. I'm stressing myself out because I feel like we're getting closer and closer with no plans. We have literally, as of today, we have an idea, but we have no plans. We know where we're going to do it. We know the date. We know the team, but we have literally no plans.
We just don't have everybody.
Is it going to come together?
Yeah, we just got to lock them. Once they're locked,
can we lock them this week? Because right now it's Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards locked down.
Let's do
not
it,
locked
please,
in. Okay.
please.
All right. Well, anyway, it's going to be great this year. Welcome to the podcast. I feel like I haven't been here forever. If you missed the last episode, I interviewed the gay Crip. Yes, there are gay Crips out there. In case you missed it, take a look.
Yeah, I don't feel like they treated us good.
So did you ever tell Drewski?
I couldn't. We weren't really able to be in the same room as him. Like Chris Brown, Snoop Dogg, Drewski, all of the people that was on his show, they were like so segregated from us. The only time we ever got to be in communication with them is when we were like in a scene together or filming or anything like that. We weren't like Glock. He was the one that was doing the most. He was trying to like barge in with them, and he had got in trouble a few times because he was actually like trying to like get back there where all the celebrities were.
What do you want to do back there with him?
I don't know, clout. Get some.
But Snoop was on the show. Big Uncle Snoop was on the show, and the gay Crip, the two Crips didn't get together, do a Crip together.
Everything was kind of like organized. I don't want to say scripted because they didn't have us do anything or say anything. They kind of let us do whatever we want to do, but we didn't like get to actually like have real heart-to-heart moments with anybody. Everything was kind of like forced. You know, and I just feel like that we didn't get the treatment that we deserved. You know, I feel like I had built, you know, my name up. I may not be, you know, a Beyonce or nobody, but I did what I did to do, you know, to be on a show and get treated good. You know, like feeding me ramen noodles and making me not have my phone for 24 hours and all this other type of shit and talking to us crazy, and the security guards, they nothing how Zeus is. If you bucket one of these security guards, you fuck around and get knocked out. Like Zeus, I be seeing they back up off people. That you could tell them, move, get the fuck up off me. I'ma slap this. Like Tommy, how she be slapping the shit out of the security guards. Tommy couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't do that to the security guards. Like, and then at the reunion, like you can't bucket none of the producers or the Drewskis or the people that he got put in place. You couldn't do it.
But was there that kind of tension on set all day?
Yes.
It was conflict?
Yes, and I was mad. I was really mad. When they had Crip Mac come in there and do that little thing and try to little boy me and all this other stuff, act like he don't know who I am, and I couldn't really say what I wanted to say because I started to get ready to go off, and Drewski had said some shit like, you can't say that on my shit. You ain't doing it on my shit. Cut that out. He was looking at the camera, people telling him to cut it out and stuff. I'm like, so is this a reality TV show or is this the Drewski boost you up more show?
So what do you feel like? What do you feel it was more like a setup?
Yes.
And so when you went on Adam 22, what do you think you did for Adam's ratings? You think you made?
I did. I feel like I boosted his show up and made him who he is today.
Adam 22?
22. Now.
Wait, you made Adam 22?
Okay, excuse me. I did not make.
Stand on what you said. If you made Adam 22, do not stand on
I
that.
I didn't push him out my asshole, but I birthed his career. Like I helped him boost his podcast up. Like we did millions of views on his shit. Like
I'm not the only person that got the visual of you pushing Adam out your ass. Because Adam is, I don't know if Adam is straight.
Well, I didn't birth him, but I definitely like helped add on to that show. And I ain't even gonna say it ain't no disrespect, man. It might even be disrespect. But I helped that motherfucking show. Before I came on there, nobody was really just watching. People from Fort Worth was like, what is that? What is No Jumper? Is that like some type of basketball show? Or are they talking about basketball? No, it's an actual rap podcast. So like when I went on there, it like put the eyes on him. Nobody knew who Adam or Brick or Shark or none of that was. Nobody knew. Maybe people from LA.
Sharp. I mean, he was pretty quiet on the podcast, right?
He was.
Why was he sitting back studying? Was he like uncomfortable?
Because I think he probably the only straight one there for real.
Anyway, shout out to the gay Crip community. Speaking of Crips, Big U is going down. LA will never be the same. One of the people who was a part of this community and the fabric of both the Crip organization and helping kids and somewhere in between There's a whole lot online. Go ask Wack 100. He's now been indicted and he's gone. We haven't really been posting that on social media because that's the no jumper Adam 22, Say Cheese, Academics World, all those hip hop Crip blood communities. We don't really report on all that over here, but it's been very telling because, and when I used to get celebrities mad at me, you know, they would be calling people, and there's been some calls made where people have, you know, tried to get me. And I know who they be calling, you know, because I'll be having to call people too. And so to protect myself, be very clever, Vice Mayor. I don't call, you know, I don't do preemptive strikes. So anyway, I don't know what's going on with that, but if you see anything, say something. Just don't say it to me. Go say it to everybody else because, you know, I don't want no smoke. Anyway, it's time for What You Came For. It's the Tea with Jason Lee. Well, you know, OnlyFans used to be a safe space, but now one of the models is charged with murder. I saw her all over Hollywood Unlocked. It's getting pretty dicey out here. Well, police in Escondido, California have charged an OnlyFans model with second-degree murder after a man who paid her $11,000 for a filmed saran wrap fetish suffocated and died. You got what you asked for. You got wrapped in saran wrap. Is it saran wrap as a fetish?
I guess
Apparently. That's new to me.
I mean, you've been tied up before. Was it with saran wrap or rope?
What's the rope?
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Anyway, thank you, Rob, for participating. Police say in April 2023, 56-year-old Michael Dale paid more than $11,000 to OnlyFans model Michaela Brachet Rylersdam. First of all, the name was so long, I would have just jumped ship. Who was 29, but now she's 31 years old. Michael wanted her to come to his home and treat him like Kentucky Fried Chicken and perform this BDSM act, an umbrella term to describe sexual practices like bondage, discipline, dominance, sadism, and submission. But when Michaela got there, Michael appeared intoxicated, but they still went on to spend several hours engaging in fetish acts that he requested. Now, Michaela obliged by using saran wrap to wrap him up like a mummy, used Gorilla Glue to glue a pair of women's boots on his feet, and pour adhesive into his eyes and seal them shut, among other acts. Now, despite the freaky fetishes, police say there was no evidence that Michael ever requested Michaela to place a bag over his head and secure it, which eventually caused him to suffocate and die. And they couldn't ask him because he died. Well, when police arrived, Michael was unconscious and Michaela was performing CPR trying to revive the mummy, and anything... People be watching way too many movies. I mean, first of all, Michaela, I'm going to tell you where you went wrong before I even get into it, okay? Because even though she denied putting anything over his head, she also told police that this was the first time she ever done any wild shit like this. So let me just say, before I go any further, you supposed to get him on camera telling you what to do. I mean, even with me, if I entertain somebody, not like entertain, like wrapping people up with saran wrap, and trust me, I have a lot of saran wrap. I got foil, I got all types, I got Ziploc baggies, I got all types of shit at home for food. If I'm gonna wrap you up, tie you up, do things, which I don't do any of that. That's Rob stuff, right? I'm going to get you on camera giving me permission to do the things, because now you done wrap this man up like a brisket, and now he's dead. Okay, now Michaela said this is the first time she ever did anything like that. Now, when police saw the videos of the acts, the woman said that she recorded them as content for her OnlyFans page, which she operates with her husband. How do we get here? And why is she black? Why? Because, you know, we don't expect crazy shit like this. We expect this to be Marina people.
I was not expecting her to be black.
Well, she runs the page with her husband, who's the father of her 3 children, Brandon. Look at her and Brandon. And we don't blur out the kids. Oh.
No.
I'm not gonna say nothing. Rob, you know what I'm thinking, right?
Yes.
Hold on. Rob, what am I thinking?
That she was already playing in that pool.
He put her up to it. she was drinking that Ovaltine. She was sitting up eating her bonbons with her man. Anyway, despite Michaela's claims, police saw a video of Michael struggling to breathe in the video, taking minutes before she called 911. Police said that he had duct tape over his mouth, a plastic bag over his head, more saran wrap around that, and then duct tape wrapped around his face and head, securing all the layers to his head. And he also appeared to have had saran wrap wrapped around his neck so tight that it killed him. And they said he couldn't breathe for at least 8 minutes. Now, the San Diego County Medical Examiner's Office concluded that Michael died of asphyxia and his manner of death was homicide. Michaela is now facing second-degree murder charges and is in jail without bail, and now should be creating an episodic film for her OnlyFans because now I want to subscribe to see her go down. Is this just freaky shit gone wild, or is she a cold-hearted killer who wanted to kill her white husband but instead let Brandon live to take on her black babies while she went and killed another black white man?
It's so crazy because there's a show I watch called Will Trent, and they literally just had this happen on the show.
Really?
Yes. But the guy strangled her because she kept asking him to, but during sex. But I don't think that she should go to jail for like first-degree murder. I don't think she was attempting to kill this man. I think she was just doing what he asked her to do during sex, and he died because they were both careless. I think they were careless in their pursuit of orgasm, and it worked out in her, and it didn't work out in either their benefit. So I don't think she should go to jail for first-degree murder. I don't think it was like premeditated.
I don't think it was premeditated, but I just feel like because he gave like 11,000, she's probably like, oh, I got to do it up because I got paid a lot. But like to glue your eyes shut is crazy. Like the glue in the eyes is beyond.
He had to have asked for the glue in the eyes.
Yeah, he had to ask for the glue in the eyes.
His name is Michael, right?
Was.
Michael, you got wrapped like a pig in a blanket and died. And that rotisserie of a chicken that she created with that saran wrap was your doing. You spent $11,000 to be murdered.
Correct.
And now, well, I'll say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Because we don't know what all happened other than her black ass knew better than to go in there and let a white man tell her to put duct tape on his mouth and wrap him up and seal his eyes shut. So you do need to go to prison for being stupid. I don't know if it's murder, second-degree murder, manslaughter, accidental death. The courts will figure that out. But now your kids don't have a mom because you decided to go get that quick buck by killing a man who wanted you. As soon as he said super glue some kinky boots on my feet, what in the Wayne Brady are you asking me to do? No. And it's sad. You know, again, I know we're making jokes. This is the second joke about dead people today, though, because you do your grandma's casket thing. Like, come on now. She created this energy today.
My grandma did have that type of energy though, so that's why I'm like, I'm gonna give it how she gave it.
Period.
But this is yeah, God forgive us.
It reminds me of like, you know how people like dominatrix to come in and like step on their scrotum and stuff like that. Wait. I would never do that.
Let's not normalize stepping on scrotums. No.
But there are people
I've never had, first of all, don't even go near my scrotum. How about that? Okay. I don't like no, I mean, there are people into kinky things, but being choked out, you know, to the point where you're about to die, you fuck around and find out when you catch these cases killing people. Now your kids are bastard children in reverse, not because they don't got a daddy, because they ain't got a mama. And then the white man got to raise your black kids in America where the president is giving police free reign to go down and
allegedly
hunt them down with no repercussions. The president's team texted war plans to each other and put a journalist in there. This is America. I'm sorry. I don't want to take away from the fact that you killed that man with saran wrap. You took what was intended to keep your food covered in a refrigerator and tied it around the throat of some man who wanted boots tied to his feet. Glued, tied, stuck, stapled, whatever. Duct tape. Because, you know, to duct tape somebody's mouth and neck, you're going around. I mean, like, at some point, you have to know this is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Was he like
a lot of steps were taken.
8 minutes? He took 8 minutes to die?
Yeah.
Maybe he it said he was intoxicated, right? Because I'm like, was he shaking? Was he trying to move?
I need to look at a picture of the victim because
they have a safe movement.
Can we put some duct tape around your mouth for 8 minutes and see how you move?
No.
Nah, if we do, I'm going to let Marina do it so she can go to jail.
But he had to be
I'm not gonna do it. Why are you reenacting the death?
No, I'm saying he had to be trying to move to get out.
Why
to
are
let her
you
know.
reenacting
He's an
the death?
actor.
I'm not
He's
reenacting.
an
Oh,
the-
after the dinner with Rihanna, he will never act again in front of me because I'm still paying for that.
God.
Anyhow, well, I would say good luck, but you're probably going to the pen. Goodbye. Side note, I was watching Love After Lockup. Is it Love After Lockdown or Love After Lockup?
Lockup. I'm pretty sure.
Listen, I saw somebody on there. I was like, oh my God. But I didn't even go look for the social. I don't want anything to do with it. But I will say, after Dr. Bryant being on the show, I do need a new type. I'm the vice mayor now. I need a new type. Side note, Dr. Bryant has social media in a tizzy with this last episode where she talked about giving people access, giving her man or somebody she's dating access to her social media. My makeup artist, her and her wife, they exchanged passwords. Do you and Max exchange passwords?
Correct.
If you missed the show, take a look at this clip.
I haven't had sex in a year, and it's not because I chose to be celibate. Hold on, Jason. This is not a choice. I'm being transparent right now. Okay. It just happened like this because I'm not into casual sex, so I'm putting it out there. This is not I chose to be celibate, and I want to do it. I'm being honest. Like, I'm 42. My libido every day, all day, is like, so I said to him, well, what if we be companions and do the do and get into this thing and let this take its form?
Meaning sexual partners.
Can you take it down?
Yeah.
Like, I want it. I'm attracted to him.
So this was a conversation
He covers me. This man spoils me. He loves me. He wants to marry me. I have passwords to his cell phones, access to his home, keys to his house. What do you mean?
That's toxic, and toxic.
That is my love language. So he's speaking my love language is access, transparency, and so
No. You can't. Wait. You talking a lot. You saying a lot. We're gonna have to go over.
Go ahead.
Access to my phone, access to my house, access to my passwords is not a love language.
Me having your password, you having my password, doesn't mean we're looking for something in there. That means that you have full access, transparency to me and me to you. This is my thing. Why would a woman allow someone to penetrate their body, but I can't penetrate full access and transparency to you?
Dr. Bryant, Dr. Cheyenne from LA, they are going to drag you for filth.
I want to be penetrated.
I'm sorry. You're not getting access to my passwords. Are you?
No, that's a level of distrust that I think doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, like why would somebody want to go in my password? First of all, you get my passwords. What happens if you change my password? Then you go and post how I'm a bitch ass and Or if you post things that I can't control, now we're calling Marcus at Meta trying to figure it out. Now Meta knows that I'm a freak, and then no, I don't want nobody in my social media. There's nothing really going on in there other than years and years of me sliding in people's DMs. You know, that's it, I think. But either way, I don't want you in my social media.
Something's got to be mine. Like that is just.
Well, we're not going in every day. But
Well,
I
that
have the
means you don't
password.
trust him.
No, I do. I'd be like that with everybody. But I'm gonna give out. I'm gonna give out my password.
No,
too.
I think it just no.
You
I
guys
mean,
don't have my
first of all, to go in means you can go in, start screenshotting everything, saving files. You do that? See what I'm saying? Nah. Sorry.
Screenshot and then text and then delete the text.
I love Dr. Bryant. We enjoyed you being on the show. You're beautiful, more beautiful in person. But hell nah, you was wrong for that. Talk about this a love language. You know what I learned is that if you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. Dr. Bryant, she's like Candace Owens in the sense that she sounds so smart that you believe her, but that was some bullshit. we don't support that as a love language. Love language is physical touch,
words of
quality
affirmation,
time, words of affirmation,
Acts of service.
acts of service, gifts, whatever.
Yeah.
It didn't say nothing about exchanging passwords. She created her own love language. They were like, "Who is this woman?" Then I got a call from Offset, who was upset about the clip because shout out to, is it Jessica, our clip editor?
Yes, Jessica.
You clip edited the hell out of that. Everybody thought Offset slid her DMs and that they were talking when it wasn't. It was just to get you guys to go to Zeus Network and watch the show. But Offset was pissed off about that because he was like, I didn't even talk to her and So shout out to you, Offset. He said him and Cardi are in a good place right now, and I want my girl to be at peace. I want him to be at peace. He's a great dad. He loves their kids. We want peace. We don't want nobody to upset Offset. Leave him alone. But your ass never came to the show, so I'm glad you got mad. And I'm gonna repost the clip now just for that. Do your thing, TikTok.
He needs to pull
That
up.
whole section, I loved that whole moment where she, with the whole Cardi Offset moment, she spoke a lot of truth about in a very positive way about like Cardi and Offset. It wasn't negative.
Well, she also said that when you meet a man, that's who the man is and who's who the man gonna be when you met him. So a lot of y'all out there realizing that one clip that you have a know nothing ass man sitting right there with you, but it also applies to women. You know, I mean, her rules, I listen to them and people think she male bastards. I think it applies to everybody. Her perspective. Okay. Back in the Love and Hip Hop news, Renni kicked out over Kevin. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't know who Renni Rucci is, but she's in the news. Renni, this is no shade to you. This is shade to my whole team about why we're talking about Love and Hip Hop, because we don't talk about Love and Hip Hop at the show. But here we are. Renni Rucci. Who is Renni Rucci? I'm so surprised. I don't know who Renni Rucci is. Well, Renni Rucci and her boyfriend, her rapper boyfriend, Black Zach, are in the news. Her boyfriend, rapper Black Zach, threatened to kick her out of his house after accusing her of cheating with her former collaborator, Kevin Gates. Now, Renni recently went live in an attempt to clear her name up, and things went all the way left. Now, here's a bit of background that even I don't have because I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I don't intend to ever watch Love and Hip Hop, and I will never, ever go back on Love and Hip Hop because I thought about this. I'm not going to talk about it because, Mona, I don't want to upset you. Renni and Zach grew up in the same neighborhood in Columbia, South Carolina, but the rappers never decided to date until late 2023. Now, they've not only shared streets and songs together, but sheets too. And they share a baby boy who's 7 months old. Let me just go ahead and give him up. Where's it at? We never use that button, so we'll use it for babies, okay? Because we love the kids, okay? Well, since moving in together and starting a family, the couple who some fans viewed as couple goals have broken that picture. Now, during Renni's live, she says Zach accused her of cheating with Kevin Gates, who recently released some new music featuring Renni. Now, however, she says that the song is over 5 years old and she hasn't even talked to Kevin since. She instead insists that Zach is the cheater. Take a look at them arguing.
I ain't the one who got caught cheating.
I never cheated. That's the thing.
Who the fuck said you cheated, bitch?
You cheated.
You stupid asshole. I said I ain't the one who got caught cheating in the world.
You cheated.
Nigga,
not me. I've never cheated. I've never cheated. You with the Roches, the Rolos, the Sky Blacks, the all of them. It's not about a storyline. It's real life. I ain't cheating in real life. You are. You are. You are. You are.
Go ahead, get the storyline.
You are. I don't need a storyline.
I got real shit.
You are. You cheat in real life, not me.
And what? Why you not leaving?
Not me.
Fuck, leave.
Now, I try to make my family work.
Yeah.
Call me crazy.
Everybody say that.
Call me crazy. Hyped up about what? About a nigga releasing a song from 5 years ago? No, you said I was. You just got on the phone with your friends and said I was. I never was hyped up about nothing. Never was hyped up about nothing. I got on live to clear it up like you wanted. You said I didn't do enough. You said I didn't do enough. You said I didn't do enough. Be for real. Be for real. You said I didn't do enough. Through shots? That's the truth. I ain't the one cheating. I ain't did no cheating, period. That's a song from 5 years ago. I know you are. Hey, be on the way then. Be on the way. 5 minutes up the house from our street, from our house while I'm sitting with your baby. Be on the way. Be on the way. Be on the way. Victim, I'm not a victim of nothing. The truth. You cheat. I'm miserable because you cheat. I don't do nothing to you. Sit around and be stupid. That's what I do. Right here.
Get to my house, get out of my shit.
Great. How many times have you put me out? I don't talk to that man. That's you mad about some shit that's never. You mad about some shit that ain't happened. You mad about some. That's cool, babe. Let me tell you something. I have somewhere to go. It don't have to be your house. I will. That's like your 100th time putting me out.
Exactly.
Great.
Hip hop is on that.
This ain't got nothing to do with Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop ain't make you cheat on me. Love and Hip Hop ain't make you act weird with me because of a nigga putting a song out that was 5 years old. I didn't do nothing to you. You get on the phone talking about I'm hyped by the song. I got on live and cleared the shit up. Ain't nobody did.
Oh, I'm not the one cheating.
And I'm not. There go y'all couple goals.
Fuck a couple goals.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you.
It been fuck me since you were cheating. It been fuck. You been the hoe, not me. You been the hoe, not me. Go fuck, boy. I'm about to punch you dead in your shit.
You call her a stupid asshole?
Off the jump.
Listen, I'll let y'all. What y'all think? I mean, that mentally exhausted me. And don't it make you appreciate being single?
Yep. I just want to get to a point where we normalize like positive energy in relationships because I feel like people think this is normal, and this is not okay. And especially like when I feel like maybe he's embarrassed because this song came out where some rapper was talking about probably having sex with her in the past, and now, but it sounds to me like he's the one who's been cheating on her. And like, I feel like we put so much pressure on women in that way when men are constantly doing these things. I don't know. I just think we should normalize treating women with respect.
And normalize not putting everything on Instagram live.
Yes.
That back and forth was crazy. And then she said he's put him out 100 times. Like, it's just given like everything's for a Love and Hip Hop plot, which is sad because this is real life. And they have a baby. Just take it offline, please.
Let me just say that I had a rough week, as I said at the top of the show, and I worked through all my stress. That brought me anxiety, and I'm not even in your lives. First of all, this is why I don't really fuck with the Love and Hip Hop anymore. Just me as a person, as a former cast member, because it creates that kind of anxiety, and that right there would actually get them more episodes because they reward that kind of energy. So I don't know if this was for the show. It doesn't seem like it was for the show because they actually talked about Love and Hip Hop in the video. And when people are doing stuff to get on Love and Hip Hop, they do stuff like, I know she was y'all watch the show, you know, I don't even have to tell you, you know, I don't.
Allegedly.
Leave it at that.
You know when it looks like Mona's involved. But first, let me say I don't know Renni Rucci or Black Zach. But now I feel for you because you do have a little baby, and I'm praying that you guys figure it out. I don't like the fact that she got kicked out of the house, but I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming her, and I'm gonna tell you why. This is why you all have to have independence in your relationships. Have your own bank account, have your own car, have your own job, have your own support system, have your own money, have your own get out quick bag, have something packed by the door, have your money, or have that loadable rush card ready to go in case some shit like that go down, because you should never be afraid to be kicked out of your home, and you should never be living with somebody and you ain't on the list. Because I'll be damned if you kick me out. I'm getting squatter rights, water rights, every type of rights. You're not kicking me out of anything. But then I also don't want to stay there when you call me a stupid asshole and talking to me crazy. But at the same time, you also putting him on social media. You filming him to gaslight him into acting crazy. So you both participated in what I think was just the most emotionally unsettling experience that I've seen today. But the day is still early. You men have to stop having this fragile attitude or persona too, where your woman makes a move. If she's an artist, the art is the art. Now we know Kevin Gates is a nasty slut who probably was trying to say something crazy, you know, in the music, and I'm sure that there was some discomfort or some threatening to your ego there. But the music is the music. I wouldn't really care about that. And 5 years old, who cares? But then again, what are you doing behind the scenes, Black Zach, that made you worry about what she doing? Maybe you doing something, because all men cheat.
Allegedly.
Charlemagne, all men cheat. Black men included. Damn, that was just brutal. He talked to her like he should have just called her all types of.
Oh my God.
Pretty much did. And she said, you wanted me to go on live and clear this up. So I'm like, she's doing what you asked her to do, but it's just going south because your ego and your emotions are hurt.
The saddest thing for me too is I'm not familiar with her either, but it's sad to become familiar with someone over negative stuff.
Yeah.
You know? Because now this is how I'm introduced.
I never heard of Renni Rucci or Black Zach, but I'm sure they're successful in their own right. So there's no shade. It's just I'm not checked into the Love and Hip Hop world. I honestly don't even know who's on the show anymore. I unless I see a clip go viral. This is really sad. I guess we use the topic to just say that this is the example of what you should not be in. You know, you guys weren't even talking to each other. You were talking over each other. You were yelling at each other. You were yelling, da, 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 da. What is the conclusion of this? Like, are you homeless now, Renni? Is Black Zach, does he have another girl? Is Kevin Gates going to donate to your relocation fund? I don't really know what to make of all this. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just doing my job, pow, pow. But this is just, let me say this. If you're in a relationship like what we just saw, get out. Mm-hmm. Start making your plan to get out now, because everybody deserves happiness. I would never be with somebody who argue with me like that. We can disagree. We can talk about things, but where I'm at in life right now, especially with the level of stress that I have, If you don't bring me peace and comfort and companionship, I'm out. I'm out. As soon as you get to yelling, I ain't gonna kick you out. Where would you like to go? Where would you like to go? You be fighting like that in your relationship? Have you?
Sometimes. Not like that. Not like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd be like, shut the fuck up. Who
Yeah,
doesn't? I mean, yeah. When you, especially I feel like when you, huh?
Let's not normalize. That's a Chicago thing, y'all. No, we shut the fuck. If you're dating me and you tell me shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Hold on, let me say it. Shut the fuck up. I haven't been told. Shut the fuck up. I
haven't been told that, but I'm the
Could you imagine somebody telling me shut the fuck up?
I can't imagine nobody telling
I
you
would have to take a deep breath because I would never talk to somebody like that.
Yeah.
That I'm dating. Now, I've been in a toxic relationship in my book. You know, that relationship taught me a lot of things that, you know, the world is already hard enough. We're going to talk, shut the fuck up, you bitch ass.
No,
What do you call it? What do you say, you stupid asshole?
Yeah. Among other things.
You can't even lay with me after you call me a stupid asshole unless we're in the middle of sex and it's a sexual thing. Like, you stupid asshole.
Go get the plastic
wrap. Yeah, let's get the saran wrap. Get the duct tape, bitch. You know? I'm still the vice mayor of a city. I know. You know, I was in a meeting the other day with this group of gang members.
What?
Yeah, because we have to talk about services and how to help them. And
yeah.
With them. Yeah, because yeah, absolutely. I got elected to meet the people where they are. I'm not going to go out there and talk about changing the city and not include the people who need the most help. And these people need a lot of help, right? So we were talking, and I was talking to them as we talk when the cameras aren't rolling, you know, to me. And the staff is in the room, and I looked at them. I said, if you ever tell anybody how I talk, I will fuck you up, you know? Because I am me. And I'm not them, but meaning I come from where they come from. But, you know, my relatability and code switching is real. but I would never switch. You ain't this, and then I gotta feed you and lay with you. I can't even be intimate with somebody that I don't respect. And if you talk to me like that, I can't respect.
Yeah, respect is out the door. There's no way.
Could you have sex with somebody that you're mad at?
Yes.
Or you can?
Yes.
Or that treats you, not makeup sex, but like somebody who treats you like that. Could you then make up and then?
No, that's a deal breaker for me.
It's a turnoff.
Yeah. It's ugly because it's only gonna progressively get worse, in my opinion. Like if you're doing that, you're testing the water. And
if you're smashing, then you're normalizing the behavior
and rewarding it. Well, some of you it's a reward, some of you it's a consequent punishment. Me, it's a reward. It's funny because the staff, when I was in the room with the gang members, I was saying, she goes, "I watched the show."
You know what?
I know she was like,
I don't know her.
Anyhow, good luck, Renni. You are cute, by the way, girl. And Black Sam is Nipsey's brother. Sorry, Sam. Black Zach with double C's on both names. Goodbye. Anyway, speaking of love, congratulations to our friends.
Allegedly.
Oops, no. Jonathan Majors and Meagan Good got married. Well, we knew they were engaged first because remember the party they came to after I got elected where they had the ring on. We knew all that. But, you know, we kept their secret private, and they announced it right there at the Ebony Power 100 event that I forgot to go to. They're married. They went and got married. So it's official that they are now married and have tied the knot. Now, after going public in 2023 and getting engaged in November 2024, after 1 year of dating, Jonathan and Meagan quietly got married, in a heartfelt and intimate ceremony. Now, the couple, joined by their mothers, said, "I do." And Jonathan says it was the, quote, happiest day of his life. He recalled the moment on the Sherry Shepherd show where he got married to his Coretta. Take a listen.
And I read that y'all got married yesterday. You's a married man.
I said to Megan yesterday, I said, today might be the happiest day of my life. I love that woman so much. So how did it happen? Well, I asked her father first, right, in Paris, if that was all right. And he said, that's cool. My mother's a pastor, and she came to the premiere, the LA screening.
Yeah.
We had told her that, hey, we're gonna do this thing, and we did. My mother married us yesterday. Her mother was there. Yeah, her mother was there, and yeah, we had these rings, and we got them engraved in Hawaii. But after I spoke with her father again.
Yeah.
We finally got to do it, but it was always a plan, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Coretta, Jonathan also opened up about locking down the Coretta on The Breakfast Club, where he also revealed that Meagan lost endorsements defending him amidst his recent assault trial with ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari. Take a listen.
How does it feel that you you finally locked down your Coretta? How does that feel?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's the ending of a chapter and the beginning of a chapter. And we got married on the 18th. That was a couple days ago.
Yes.
A couple sleeps ago. And I felt worthy of her. She is an incredible, incredible woman. I had to get to that level, spiritually, socially, emotionally. I had to mature a lot. And she caught me at a time when I was in a bad way, and I was very upfront about that with her. She said, "All right," got on the plane and came to New York City and sat with me on the couch and held me when it was all going down at the heaviest place. The more I got to look at her, I was like, "Damn, I love this woman," And then when marriage became a thing, when it was like, "I'm gonna marry her," I said, "Wait, but marriage that ain't no joke," you know what I mean? And I had to really evaluate myself even deeper. If I was to wed this particular woman. I just had a lot of shit that was just piled up that I never really dealt with, and those things hindered me socially, emotionally, spiritually. Even the relationship with my God, was not where it needed to be, and she being such a strong woman of God.
Did you ever feel like through any of that, like you were scared or nervous that like Meagan would be like, yo, this is too much for me?
All the time.
Did you?
I told her from the jump, like, this is going to be crazy. This is going to be wild. You know what I mean?
I think that there was a lot thrown on her as well because people were like, Meagan Good, why are you doing this?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of that. I had a lot of, you sure? I mean, we're in a relationship. Now we're in a marriage. I'll keep it straight. We had moments of like, hey, babe, it's cool. You know what I mean? I love you more than I can imagine, but you got to, the ship's going down. You better, I'm Jack. You know what I mean? You let go of me and you go get it. That was a big thing. And she took so many hits, because of it. They weren't announcing it, but like, she lost endorsements. We got uninvited to stuff. She got uninvited to stuff because she had shown just how down she was, and they knew if Megan's coming, Jay's coming, Yeah,
I mean, first of all, congratulations on being married and being happy. I love both of them. Everybody knows the relationship that we have with them. And when you see that they got married and when you hear what he said about her losing stuff and supporting, what do you think?
First of all, there's so much in that I love. I love how he had a small wedding with her. I love how his mom married them. I love how they, how he said that he felt worthy of her. Like, that was so powerful too. And I feel like the strongest testament, if I was famous and rich and whatever, I want to marry the person that's going to be with me when I'm broke and, have a scandal. And I feel like this is so cute.
Yeah, I think this is what we should be normalizing, this kind of relationship. And like when we saw how emotional she was at the Impact Awards, seeing him be recognized for being his greatness, she was so moved, and like she was like in tears the whole night. And seeing both of them have that level of love and passion for each other is so important to me. And she may have been uninvited to things, but now like we're seeing her get things. Like she's had her first international cover, and she's now people are respecting her for standing next to her man and respecting her for being the woman she is. And I think, this is what we should be honoring. This is what we should be uplifting.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, this is what love is. Love is not about, riding with me when I'm got it all, like you said, or when everything is great. It's like going through the rough times with me. And then once you can survive those times, everything else is icing on the cake. I want to say, you brought up the Impact Awards, during the stop at the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne also asked him and Lauren asked him about, the new movie Magazine Dreams, which, by the way, is a phenomenal film. very clear. I went and watched it the other night with Jonathan and Megan. In fact, I have some photos. Here's a couple photos of us the other night watching the film with all of our friends and family, their family. Anyhow, great film. Well, they talked about on the Breakfast Club how the film came about and the Impact Awards and how special that moment was. And he said some things in there I wanted to talk about. So take a look.
How did Zeus Network become the home for Magazine Dream?
That's a beautiful story. Yeah. That's a beautiful story. So I just got done doing Hollywood Unlocked. Our brother and friend Jason Lee.
Jason Lee?
Yeah, what up, Jason Lee? I'm coming, bro. Don't trip. Yeah, I'm coming.
Pause.
I never pause.
I always said pause because of Jason, but shout out to Jason.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, Jason Lee reached out to us and was like, "Hey, man, I really want to do this." He took a shot with us, and we did the award show. And then I found out through the award show that Lemmy at Zeus was kind of like operating the whole thing. Like he was sponsoring the whole thing, supporting the whole thing. We had a beautiful night, a very healing night that night for the family, and for myself especially. And then time goes along and I get a phone call. This is after Briarcliff had already picked it up. It is what it is. Like people have their opinions. They go, "Hey, yeah, I don't want to help anymore." We lose the money. And then, a certain amount of the money, right? Tom holds steady as he always does.
Like the award show moment, I think it went so viral. I mean, you were very emotional and people got to see that, but it was like publicly the first time after everything that someone was like really taking a major chance behind you. Like this person deserves to be able to come back and say his piece or whatever.
Yes, ma'am.
That alone, like when Jason first called you for that award, how did you feel? Like, were you kind of hesitant? Were you?
So much trauma, so much trauma. When he called, I was like, I was so small at that time, inside, I was just like, I was just starting with my, Avengers of therapists and pastors, you know what I mean? So I was still working a lot of things out. And when he called, I was like, man, that ain't gonna happen. Yeah. Like you get the first endorphin hit, the dopamine, you're like, yeah, okay, cool. But no, that's not gonna happen. They are not gonna let you do that. You know what I mean?
But Jason owns the shit.
Yeah, but even Jason was getting caught. He had resistance, right? He had resistance, and he's listening, and he knows what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna put his business in the street. He had resistance, but Jason Lee said, "Hey, I'm gonna get this done, bro. I got you. I'm gonna get this done." And I go, "All right, bro." We have calls. Everybody's on the call. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? We write the speech. Speech is like, well, the speech ain't gonna work. I ain't gonna come up. It was crazy. But Jason was, I believe in him. I believe in this. We're gonna do it, and he did it. And
bringing Miss Van Zandt into it.
That was everything.
What was the planning around that? How early out did that happen, or did she say, "Hey, I want to be involved"?
I can't speak to that in super detail, but I do know that Jason had a real conversation with her, and she understood the situation, believed in redemption, believed in helping. You know what I mean? And she came and she did it, and she did it. I felt that. I felt that, and I'm so grateful to her. I love it.
The thing that he talked about was how much pressure all of us got. You and I got a lot of pressure in deciding to honor him. My agency called and was all concerned. I had to go down to meet with them. Then, all the media, was talking about it. It was a huge, huge, huge deal. There was a lot of weight on me to not honor him, but because I own my own shit and because it's an award show that I own, that we operate, that we produce together, we never flinched at the idea of honoring him, not just because of his talent, but because of the fact that we as Black people in general, need to be redeemable. We need to have redemption. And I talked about it at the award show. I've seen people calling out his speech. It was too long. It was long. And we edited it down. But, it was not a produced moment. It was a real moment of how a Black-owned network and a Black-owned media company took a Black man and gave him a platform to be redeemed. He has since come back, and now this new movie that is in theaters, which all of you should go and see, is phenomenal. And it really puts the art back in front of the scandal. And, since then, there's been all these other things where people are like, wait a minute, that didn't really happen, or that, and he's been cleared up in many ways. But what I love about this story, as Rob said, and why we really need to uplift this, is she was able to see her man through the midst of the storm. She saw him. She didn't have to take that hit. She was coming off of being divorced. She had her own career. Meagan Good is an icon in the Black community and just in general in terms of film, and has been in our lives for 30 years or less than 30 years now or whatever. She's somebody who did not have to be with a man who was going through all that, but she chose who she loved and she stood by him. And that says a lot, because a lot of y'all telling y'all, hoe ass, this, that, get out my house, this, that, whatever. What we just saw a minute ago is some of our experiences, not mine, some of y'all's. But this is something that I think we need to uplift and talk about, because when are we going to give each other grace? Not the girl who put him in jail. But when are we going to give each other grace? When are we going to give each other mercy, which is what Iyanla talked about at the award show. That moment where she, and I'll show you the clip right here, where he walked on stage and she was wiping off all the shit that y'all put on him. That was powerful. I didn't even catch that until later on when I rewatched the moment. But it was an emotional moment that we all shared in the room, which really, again, to me, the gift of allowing us to do it was to really amplify the intentionality of why we built the award show. Mm-hmm. And so it was a full circle moment for a lot of us, but I will say I was really happy to see Jonathan at the Breakfast Club, out there talking, owning all the experience, absorbing it all, and we keep making the joke about the Coretta, but I'm glad that he found his Coretta. And I'm glad that we all should have a Coretta. We all should have somebody in our corner who loves us unconditionally, who supports us. But what did Coretta do with Martin? She went through hell with him, not because he did anything, but because of just who he was, what he stood for, and the fight for all of us to have the freedoms that y'all all voted away. I don't want to even go there. But the truth is that Coretta, the strength of a woman, a strength of a Black woman, to see somebody like Coretta Scott King, her daughter Bernice, and those fulfilling her legacy, she stood in the fire with her man, literally when they were firebombing their houses too. And set a great example. Meagan Good is also that example. And so we don't have to, politic the wordplay, but I'm happy about this. This
Absolutely.
is good. All right. Well, look, we wish them the best. Go and see Magazine Dreams. And shout out to Lemuel Plummer. I know he got a lot of ratchet shit going on at Zeus, but, Lemuel Plummer never really gets his flowers because he's doing what a lot of mainstream networks have done forever, and that's profit off of a lot of our chaos. Mm-hmm. He's given a platform to people to illustrate their chaos, but he also has the Jason Lee show over there, which is a great show, by the way. We just had a little Boosie. If you missed that, take a look. One of the most requested people that the Jason Lee show has ever received.
They just been on my
Wait, is it true that you didn't speak to one of your kids because he didn't cut his hair like yours?
You look like a gangbanger. That's what he had the little twist. No.
Are you in the Illuminati?
I'm a Southern Baptist. My grandpa was a priest.
So you want to beat up Gervonta Davis? Is that a real thing? Like,
boy, I'm gonna throw them. I bet I last 4 rounds.
Would you do a song with Lil Nas X?
Listen, I gotta say something.
Do you think they did Diddy wrong?
Of course, he got a freako. Well, you ever heard of a Rico by your damn self?
Because I told you I'm your new gay best friend. And it's a platform that has our award show. And so, he is balancing out the content over there, and he's been a great partner. When we went through the storm with Jonathan, it wasn't a storm, it was a drizzle for me, because we just, what it is. We didn't get one phone call from Lemuel about our show. Not one. That is unheard of in this world where we do things and networks will tell you can or cannot, or Brent. Lemuel did not make one phone call. In fact, the other day when we had a call with him, he was telling us how excited he is for this next award show and how he's going to give us a whole bunch more money.
And another thing about him too is, like you said, he does profit off of that this negative impression of Black people, whatever. But he also gives them ownership, and he gives them producer credits. 1,000%. And he does so much more.
And the check's clear. That's what
Wait, hold on. cleared. I have to say, and I'm glad you brought that up. You know, even though Natalie Nunn is mad at me because she probably has had either too much Ozempic or she has too many Chanel bags from Lemmy. Natalie Nunn is literally going to go down in history as one of the most iconic people to take a show that a mainstream network created, probably paid her pennies to go and beat everybody up. Lemuel took that brand energy and following, flipped it. She built her own show on this network as executive producer. She is the boss on the #1 show, beating out Jocelyn's show on the Zeus network. Jocelyn who? She took Yo Cabaret and cabareted it right there in the baddies. All the baddies from Yo Cabaret could go right over there and get a real... Anyway, I got caught up. They can go over there and make $30,000 an episode. Anyway, what Natalie's been able to do as a boss, as an executive producer now, you got to take your hat off. I'm going to give her a round of applause. You got to take your hat off to Natalie. And look, you know, she might be mad at me because she was cheating on her. Man, Tommy said it, not me. You know, but I have an immense amount of respect for her, and she shows up as a boss, and she ain't trying to be Lemmy. She's just Natalie, and she's getting her props for the work that she put in. And I kind of joked earlier, but when we talked about Renni and Black Zach, is it Black Zach? But Mona Scott Young was paying us $1,000 an episode to film for 6 months. If it aired, we got paid. And we were out doing all the things they're doing on the baddies. And Lemuel is, he is paying. He taking the baddies to Africa. They beating each other up in the motherland. Okay, motherland. Somewhere Nelson Mandela is somewhere rolling over in his grave talking about apartheid. What? When y'all brought Natalie and the girls over there to beat each other up on the way with rose petals and everything, y'all just took the Coming to America. Lemuel, you need your ass whooped for that. Where Ray J at? Anyway, shout out to the Zeus Network and shout out to all of those over there. But I bring up Lemuel because Lemuel not only promoted, paid for the award show, he put $2 million into this film, Magazine Dreams. Let me go ahead and show y'all. Let me give it some free promo. Take a look. Johnny got a whole bunch of assets to find out for the show. You making note, Johnny? Because sometimes Johnny I don't know if he be getting coffee when we do the show, but the show come out and I be throwing the assets and they don't appear. Johnny asked me to get together. Anytime you see a show where no assets appear, Johnny did it. Because he probably posting Ross's TikTok or some shit, you know. Promote your man, promote your man. Anyway, bye. God. Okay, listen. I love Lizzo. Lizzo, I am mad at you though. I wanted Fat Lizzo on the show. I know we're scheduling Lizzo to come on. Lizzo, I love that you are doing what you want to do, but you've always been cute to me. Cute, heavier, cute, thinner, whatever. But you are snatched. And you are snatching wigs too, because you got Young Miami all the way together. Anyway, Lizzo, she confronted Young Miami, and it wasn't a confrontation that I thought was like, I'm going to beat you up type confrontation. But, the leading up to the confrontation, I thought was going to be that because Lizzo was clearly, she was doing all the little black shit that we do when we about to go beat somebody up. Anyway, Lizzo recently caught some side-eye after confronting Young Miami over comments that she made about Lizzo's weight loss. Now, during Young Miami's interview on a show with Shay Shay. Anyway, she mentioned Lizzo's name while discussing society's influence on women and their bodies. If you missed it, take a listen.
I feel like society pushed women to get cosmetic surgery, be it BBL, fillers, things of that nature. Mm-hmm. Why you feel that?
Because it's just like, when you got a natural body, you look like a little boy. You don't got no sex appeal. You this and you that. When you do get the BBL, it's like, oh my God, your body fake. It's like, if you natural, they hate you. If you got a BBL, they hate you. What do you want? Like people, I'm gonna just use this like Lizzo for example.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, oh my God, she's so fat. She looks so good now.
Right.
Now it's like, oh my God, ew.
She done had surgery. She done got life.
Yeah, like, oh my God, she need to stop. Like, what? Like, pick a side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I know Young Miami and I know Lizzo, so I know that that's how Young Miami talks. I knew right on when I heard it, I was like, okay, that's how Carisha talks. That's not shade, but the internet makes a thing out of anything. Well, the internet made it a thing, and Lizzo was up on live. Apparently, she's a Twitch streamer now that she went to Kai Cenat's house. Kai Cenat got everybody streaming. I might go to Twitch too. Well, during the Twitch live stream, she commented about it. She said she only saw the edited promo clip of the conversation, which ended when Young Miami said, ew, while discussing Lizzo's weight loss. Well, Lizzo said she didn't see the conversation in full, but knows Young Miami didn't throw any shade towards her, but wanted to triple check, so she called while she was on live. This could have went any direction, Lizzo. I don't know what. I'll tell you, you see how much confidence I got when I lost the weight. Lizzo done lost this weight, and she was already confident, twerking with the butt all out. Well, now Lizzo said, I'm calling on bitches in real time. Take a look.
She looks so good now.
Right.
Now it's like, oh my God, ew.
Wait. People were like, ew? Let me keep watching it. So when I first saw that clip, they shortened it after she was like, ew. And I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the rest of it at all. And I was just like, wait, what does she mean by ew? I'm about to call her. So I live reacted to the Club Shay Shay clip. And mind you, I know where you were coming from. And thank you for saying those nice things about me. I just have one question. Okay. When you said, oh, she's so fat, right? I remember that. But then they were like, ew. What is the ew? I have to know.
You before like your weight loss, people used to be like, oh my God, she need to lose weight. She too fat. That shit not cute. That's what I was pertaining to, that part. Like, people just was like, oh my God, she need to lose weight. That shit not cute. Like, that was the ew that I was pertaining to.
Oh, got you. Because you were like, and then she looks so good. And people are like, ew, because Shay Shay was like, oh, because what, she did surgery or she did, you know what I mean? She's on Ozempic or whatever. Was that, I thought that you were kind of referring to, actually, I thought you were saying I got too little.
No. So what I'm saying now is like, people always have something to say. You know, like women is like, you need to lose weight. Then you lose weight and it's like, oh my God, that don't look good on her. She, like, you just can never be, right. People can never be like, it's them if you do, them if you don't. It's kind of like what I was trying to say. Because it's like, for instance, sometimes I see some people saying, like, everybody say you look good, but then you have the little 5% that's just like, she looked better when she was fat.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's just them if you do, them if you don't. But you're doing it for yourself, not these people. But I just was referencing to, like, you can't make nobody happy and they always got something to say when it comes to a woman's body. Why? I don't know. Like, why y'all always picking on women's body? It's like, you don't get surgery and it's like, you got a little boy body. Oh my God, she need to gain weight. She too skinny. Or you like a little boy. Then you do get a BBL. We don't like BBLs. We like natural bodies. So why would you get surgery? Like,
yep. It's never enough.
Especially when it comes to women's body, I don't understand what would be the big issue anyway.
Well, you look good, and so do I.
You look great. You look damn good.
So was Lizzo doing too much?
I have always, we name drop a lot in our own show, and I'm always wondering, like how you said Offset called you, like clickbaiting is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I always want to know how the celebrities are reacting in real time. So I kind of liked it selfishly, but in my head, I'm like, I don't know if it was a setup. I thought Carisha handled that like a boss. Carisha handled that. She gave her flowers, but no lies were told. I don't think anything was that offensive. I don't know if it was a setup. Do you think it was a setup?
No, I think she, like you said, she see the money coming from this streaming opportunity. So this was a good way to get people talking about her live streaming. And, you know, Carisha did handle it well because she didn't mean anything negative by it. She was saying exactly what she cleared it up to say. Like, you look good and people are still going to take issue with that because they're like, she too skinny, she doing too much. And we talked about it here before and I was like, she need to take that Ozempic, disappear for a little bit and come back the skinny girl with the flute because she's so beautiful.
But the point of her calling was the fact that she was beautiful before that. And I know as somebody who, you know, I went under the knife, snip, cut that little stomach up. And you know what's crazy is we filmed the whole process. I don't even know, Adam has the footage of Fat Jason losing all the weight. when I went and got the surgery, because he was there with me before I got the surgery. He was in the house with me all week when I was walking around with my little gown on and like struggling because I had got snip. Right? Wow. I lost 22.5 pounds that week. And I remember I came back feeling like, oh, I'm skinny. You know, I was still 301 pounds because I was 323 pounds at the time. My point is that I knew psychologically what Lizzo's going through with the weight loss because she's doing it with a much more massive platform in front of the whole world. People were, you know, when she was thicker and she was enjoying the confidence of it, she was being attacked and she didn't care. And then now that she's losing it, people are there talking about it even more. But now what she's getting is what I got. Oh, you look so much better. You look cute. You're getting that. And when people say who you know, you think, wait, did you think I was not cute? Did you think I was? So I know what she's going through. But Lizzo, here's what you got to do. You guys turn all the comments off. You got to turn what everybody says and just be very confident in why you lost the weight, how you lost the weight. I'm sure Lizzo lost the weight because it was a health thing, not because it was a look thing. But one of the benefits of getting healthier, because, you know, I was pre-diabetic. I was inflammation at all these things going on. She probably did it for health reasons. And so now she's getting the other part of it with the how you look. We do live in a world where Kardashian, you think that's beauty. I remember back in the day when I was hanging with Rob Kardashian, I was in the whole Kardashian world and the whole BBL thing was happening. That when I moved to New York for that little period of time, it was a whole reset on what beauty was because I saw these thick girls from Brooklyn with Timberlands on. And I'm like, yo, okay, natural beauty is beautiful. And there are thick girls, BBWs, whatever, who are cute in their own right. So I understood what Lizzo was doing. And she does have new music out, so it does attract people to her brand. And you do look great now. Not that you didn't look great then, but you look good now. So I understand it. And people were saying ew. Not me, not Rob, not Marina, not Carisha, but people were ew. You know that. You saw all the comments because every time we post you twerking with your ass out, people were like, ew. So I get it all. But did she really need Young Miami to confirm what we all knew, which she probably knew too?
No, but I think this was just a way to draw people to her Twitch.
Yeah. It was a good conversation.
Baby girl, don't call me on live without giving me a heads up because you don't know what I'm going to say because that could have went left.
Yeah.
Right?
I think she gave her a warning.
Like, should I FaceTime Madonna right now?
Yeah.
No.
But I feel like Lizzo picked the right city girl because if she called JT, I feel like it would have went. It could have gone.
Funny thing, this is a true story. So I was at Snapchat because I'm about to roll out Snapchat. If my new brand manager brand content person would figure out the Snapchat content, I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this or what. I have all these people on staff now. I'm supposed to be creating all this content. I have like 3 or 4 reels. My team, Johnny, y'all better get it together. Well, anyway, I was at Snapchat school getting a one-on-one on how to use Snapchat because I learned like Snapchat is actually really dope. And they were like, yeah, you know, one of our best broadcasters right now on Snapchat is JT. I said, no, the hell she's not. I FaceTimed JT right there in the Snapchat thing. I wish I would have filmed it because she didn't know it was my number calling her. And she was in hair and makeup, getting her makeup done. She was like, wait, who is this? And I was like, and it was me. So she was like, well, you know, shocked. It would have been a good behind the scenes moment. But JT, to your point, she going to tell you straight up what it is. I missed them together. Did they break up? Do y'all like each other? Or are you guys like Lucy and Ethel? Who's Ethel? Anyway, congratulations to Lizzo on the weight loss, getting healthier.
City's calling.
That's the city.
Or
boundaries.
The city girls.
Mute. Yeah, exactly. Da-da-da.
Period, Ron.
Anyhow, that was a city phone where everyone talking about the city girls. Look at Stockton. Look at God. God be listening. Or do the phones listen? What is happening? Either way, you both are beautiful women. And Lizzo is coming on the Jay Sleeze show soon. So we're going to give her a round of applause. Shout out to Lizzie. All right, y'all. Peace. Not peace to the show because we got more. Ye might be going to hell for this. And for all of the Ye fans out there, because Ye Nation has its own world where y'all go crazy every time somebody. I know that the Ye fans, you are the cult that lives on, and I understand it that he can do no wrong. Kanye could do no wrong. He can say slavery is a choice. We can bring it back. He can wear the red hat, make America great again in the Oval Office, tap dancing for Trump. We bring him back. I did that. He can do a lot of things. Anti-Semitism. He's a Nazi. White Lives Matter. Friends with Candace Owens. Kill Pete Davidson. I mean, he can do all the things, and we will bring him back. But we have 2 rules at Hollywood Unlocked that are very simple rules. We don't out people. We don't out people, and we don't attack children. There are a lot of y'all kids out there that would be easy targets, but we don't do it. You know why? Because they're kids, and it just should be a no-brainer that kids are off limits. I have been waiting to talk about this subject matter for a week now, but I have been saving my city. But here I am. I will start by saying I love Kanye West, the human being, because I love everybody and I want everybody to be healthy and better. And he has a lot of stuff that he needs to work through. But we are going to stop normalizing crazy when it comes to the shit that Ye did with Beyonce and Jay-Z. Let me first start by saying that when this first happened, I told my team, do not post about it, because I don't even want to give a platform. Not that I have the biggest platform, but I am a platform. We have a platform. I don't want a platform attacking people's children, especially Jay-Z and Beyonce. I love Beyonce. But here we are. Kanye went off on a whole nother rant that had nothing to do with being an anti-Semitist or a Nazi or a this, that. But this time he not only came for his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, who's the mother of his children, but beautiful children, by the way, but he also attacked Jay-Z and Beyonce and their kids. You all have seen it by now, so I'm not reporting on something new. I am just talking about what you all have been talking about for a week. Now, specifically, he called out their children and their alleged mental capacity of their 7-year-old twins, Rumi and Sir. Now, these are kids that we don't see often. We did see Rumi, I think, recently during the, not Super Bowl, but it was the halftime thing during... Was it Super Bowl?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't Super Bowl. That was
She was at the Super Bowl too. With Blue.
Oh, she was there behind the scenes with Jay-Z, her daddy.
Yeah.
But they don't really show their children, and it's their children to show or not show. We are not demanding they show us their children. We have seen Beyonce in some of her artistic behind the scenes of Renaissance show her children how she wants to. These are her children, their children. Kanye decided to go on a rant about their children. And I will tell you, this was very unsettling to me. And I think Rob and I even talked about it behind the scenes, how troubling it was to us about this post and delete. Let me show you what he said. Take a look. He posted this on X. He said, wait, has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids? They're retarded. No, like literally. And this is why artificial insemination is such a blessing. Having retarded children is a choice. Now Jay-Z and Beyonce on the other end, fuck those and their entire families. He also went on to talk about his X account being suspended. This is what he said about taking the tweet down. I need everyone to know that I took the post about Jay-Z and Beyonce's family down and Jerry Lorenzo's family down because there was a possibility of my Twitter being canceled, not because I'm a good person. I took it down like Down syndrome. Get it? Am I right? Am I right? Fuck the world. Real talk. Fuck everybody. And it was then reported that the Carters were considering legal action against Jay. Now, I don't know what he said about Jerry Lorenzo. Jerry Lorenzo is a fashion designer Rob knows from Chicago who has fear of God, who was somebody that was kind of, Ye was kind of like they're all in that fashion world or whatever, have very similar clothing. Jerry's very successful, has built a $75 million, well, allegedly $75 million company from scratch. I remember Jerry, when I came to LA, he was a club promoter. He would move the rope for you to come into the club. So I actually take my hat off to Jerry to be able to build a phenomenal brand that I own several pieces of. And I will tell you, Jerry Lorenzo's last fashion show at the Hollywood Bowl he ate, that's what the kids say, he ate down and everybody was there. Everybody from Angela Bassett to Queen Latifah to LeBron's wife to me, everybody was there. What I just said that you said was sick. There's no explanation. There's no other word to describe it. There's no excuse. There's no mental health. There's no feel sorry for you. You attacked 2 children. I don't know that these kids have autism or Down syndrome or whatever. And to call any child retarded is pure evil. There's no other way to describe it. My heart goes out to Beyonce and Jay-Z for that. Even when we talked about what we knew about Jay-Z and Beyonce, and I did the whole face covering, it had nothing to do with their children. We would never even bring up their children. We don't even think about including children in any of our madness at this show or any other show because those kids are helpless. Even with their mom being Beyonce and their dad being Jay-Z and them having all the money, those kids are helpless if they do have any cognitive challenges. But to put that out for millions of people to consume, God bless you for having 5 children who appear to have no issues other than a father who goes on rants and embarrasses them and their stability. Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids still have their daddy in the home though. So regardless of whatever cognitive things, you lost the right and the ability to be in the house with your 5 children, with your baby mama. You created a baby mama. Jay-Z created a wife. So we can go on and on and on about who's more blessed or this or that, but this is a conversation that you create. Yeah, remember I had to help you get to your kid's birthday party because you couldn't even go to your kid's birthday party when Jay-Z and Beyonce, they celebrate every year, every child's life over there. I can't believe you did that. And I'm embarrassed to say, and I'm saying this with love because there's nobody around you saying, what the fuck? Because I'll tell you a story. One day, Kanye called me and he wanted to hire people to go around Calabasas with trucks and lights that said Pete Davidson had AIDS. And I said, hell no. Hell no. And the people that stopped it was me and Whack 100. We said no. We told Ye no. And Ye did not like that I told him no. He didn't fire me. He kept me there because I know he got love for me. He knows I'm a good person. He knows I have his back. And he knows I love him to the point that I will say, hell no. Because Pete Davidson, to my knowledge, doesn't have AIDS. And if he did, I wouldn't be a part of exposing anyone's health status because as a gay man in America and in the world, I know that that's just crazy to dox somebody and to put out their business like that. But when you love somebody like I loved Ye at the time, and I still have love for him, you say no. You say a hell no. And you get involved. Who around you allowed you to do something so stupid and so hurtful? And you can't walk it back. There's no apology to Jay-Z and Beyonce. And even though we look at Beyonce and, y'all gonna say she's not a god, there are people who look at Beyonce as a god, like she bigger than life. And she is a icon on earth. And Jay-Z is huge, iconic. They're still people. And they still have to sit down with their children and explain why somebody like you, who may be considered as Uncle Ye because of how close you have been to these people, would go on a rant talking about them in the manner in which you did. And then for fans and fan stan culture to then get in it, because now everybody's talking about it. YouTubers are talking about it. All the blogs are posting, all the networks, and it's all over. These are still children who have to go to school with their peers. And I just can't even imagine the level of anxiety that's been caused as a result of this. Kim Kardashian doesn't like it. And you know what, Ye? I'm going to do something that I'm sure is going to catch hell, and it's gonna be throwing somebody under the bus. A friend of mine, a friend of ours. TikTok, get ready to do your thing because the shit about to go crazy. You doing all of this support of Diddy in the press. Do you know how you got canceled? I got a call from our friend Noriega at Drink Champs, who I love to death. Noriega is undoubtedly one of the purest spirits and souls I know in the game of media. We respect each other and we hold each other down. And I love Nori. I love Drink Champs. I love him. And I'm about to tell something that has never been told. One day Noriega called me and he said, bro, I don't know what to do. I said, what happened, Nori? He said, I just interviewed Ye because me and Nori both have a relationship with Ye. He said, I just interviewed Ye, and Ye said some wild shit about Jewish and this, anti-Semitic, and I want to take it out to save our brother because I want to take it out. It's a lot. And I said, okay. And he says, but Puffy said, put it in. Diddy said, put it in. Noriega's show and my show at the time were both on Revolt, which was owned by Diddy. And in spite of me and Nori both talking about how we could have took it out, how it could have been taken out, I had no control over it, to protect Ye, because that's what friends do. That's what Nori wanted to do. The higher-ups who own the network said put it out. That was Diddy. So now so we put it out, and what happened? Ye lost everything. He lost his Adidas deal. He lost the Gap deal. We went through hell. He lost it all. Not because of Nori and his interview, but because Diddy wanted it in. Remember, Diddy and Ye were at war with each other on social media, and that was Diddy getting Ye. And now Diddy's out. Now Ye's out saying free Diddy and protect Diddy and putting his kids in the song with Diddy, and Kim Kardashian's mad at that. Look at what happened when you don't have people there who care about you and who you care about. All the people you're attacking, Ye, are not your enemy, but all the people that are participating in your attack are now your friends. You attacking Jay-Z and Beyonce for what? What their kids? You didn't even attack them, you attacked their children. You used their children to attack them because you're mad. You told me you were mad that Jay-Z, that you found out about what's Off-White? What's his name?
Virgil.
You found out about Virgil's funeral late. You found after Jay-Z did, you were mad you didn't find out first. You were mad because they didn't allow you to speak at Virgil's funeral. You thought Jay-Z had something. This is deep-rooted hate that you have for Jay-Z and Beyonce, and you're using their kids. I'm just leveling the table by putting it all out there because truth, trust, transparency, now that we know what's going on, we can all digest this a little differently. You are not the victim. This is not mental health. This is a calculated, intentional, mental attack on the kids of people that you are mad at, people who were your family. And it's sad to watch. So, Rumi, sorry, I ain't got no money to send you no gift. I can't hug you because I'm not there. But my nephew has autism. And you know what? He just graduated high school and is going to college, and he just got a job. So when you out attacking people's children, just know that shit hits differently for a whole bunch of people. I ain't even going to let you get me emotional because I'm sitting here thinking about all the other kids who are watching this and saying, what's wrong with me? Those kids can grow up and be anything they want. I can't believe we're having this conversation. It's sickening. And karma's real, and God is watching. These children that God created is watching. And so you don't know how the karma is going to hit, but there's no excuse. And for everybody around you that's not telling you that you're wrong, or snatching your phone, or controlling your social media, because when I was over there, I had control of your Twitter. You know, you didn't even have access to your own Twitter. I'm embarrassed for you. And I said all of this out of love because it's going to go viral and everybody's going to be sharing, everybody's going to be talking about it and whatever. And I hope they do, and I hope you see it. And you're invited to come on this show anytime you want to have a real conversation. But the difference is I'm going to call you out on your shit, right in your face, to your face, because it's love. And Noriega, I'm sorry that I had to put that out there because I know you've not even talked about it. But Noriega is a pure-hearted person who, even in his own ability, tried to protect you. But powers beyond him didn't allow it to happen. Anyway, that was a lot. Thoughts?
It's just disappointing that he spends so much of his time and exhausts so much of his energy putting out negativity. It's like all we hear from Kanye West now is him selling a t-shirt with a swastika on it, or him attacking people's kids, like attacking Jerry, who you said, like, I went to FAMU with him. Like, what's the point? Like, what is he gaining from all of this attack? He even went so far as to say he had sex with the president's daughter. Like, the man is just...
What president's daughter?
Trump.
Did he?
Yeah.
He claimed that?
Mm-hmm. He told Candace Owens' husband, he said, you don't have to worry because I didn't smash her wife, but Jared Kushner, I can't say the same for you. He put that on Twitter, and that's when his account got taken down last time, I believe. But, I mean, he's just putting out so much negativity. It's like something is wrong, and the people around him need to intervene. Like,
that it's very weird because 5 years ago in 2020, I remember being in Miami for the Super Bowl, and I went to what was that Sunday? What was
Live?
No, his church thing.
Oh, Sunday service.
Sunday service, yes. Oh my God, I don't know. I blanked out.
Which is
Yeah.
phenomenal, by the way.
Yeah, I went to Sunday service and I was in that era, and I love that new era where he was taking all of his songs and like taking the cuss words out and like changing the meaning, and it was so love based, and it was really a cool thing to watch. So to have this happen, and especially Watch the Throne, that album is so goated to me. And I remember when Kanye and Jay-Z, you know, they're like brothers. So to see this specific attack on Jay-Z out of all people is so low. But like you said, it's beyond mental illness at this point. And I was one of those people that was like, maybe he's mentally ill, maybe his mom, you know, and the divorce and da-da-da. But now there's no excuse.
I'm all for forgiveness. I'm all for closure.
Yes.
But Jay-Z has permission to never fuck with Kanye again.
1,000%.
And honestly, I will say, now as I'm seeing everything evolve, I understand why Jay-Z was so mad at me. Because of what they thought I knew or was gonna do or this and that. And let me be very clear, because I ran into Kelly Rowland's husband, Tim. And I'm gonna send an email to Tim and Kelly and everybody just to clear the air. I ran into Tim and he was so upset. And Tim is a very measured, nice, sweet guy. So like he's never been mad. And he wasn't mad at me, but I could see the disappointment and the anger and the pain and the frustration. And what he said to me was, you're in the group chat, you're in the family chat. Because I think they thought that I was either knowledgeable of what was gonna come with the last lawsuit, with, you know, the Diddy lawsuit or the kid. And he was saying, these are their children, they are protecting their children. All the calls I got about Beyonce and Jay-Z's frustration with me was centered around their kids. So I think, or young kids or something. So I think the perception was we knew something about the lawsuit, or we knew something. Let me be very clear and use my platform to clear that up. And you can tell them because you were there, and I'm not gonna release the unedited cover up. It was not that, correct? None of that. We would have never gone there. We're above that. We ain't those type of people over here. And even in my gagging era of gagging with Jason Lee and all that, of being really wild, where is it at? Gagging. That Jason wouldn't have even went there. So if there was anything that ever made you all believe that that's what we were on over here, you know, I apologize for that, because that wasn't that. In fact, I'm really disappointed that this is even all out there. It was said that the Carters are considering legal action against Ye. Now, according to Page 6, because they went and the whole source over there said that the Carters were shocked that Ye said all of that in the comments, and that they discussed taking legal action against him. Here's a photo of the Page 6 article in case you want to receive. They said Jay-Z and Beyonce are aware of the post Kanye has since deleted. They will absolutely not stand for how he spoke about their children in such a vulgar and offensive matter. They are discussing how they want to handle the situation, whether that be privately and or in a legal matter. They have no plans on publicly addressing Kanye's ex post about their children, as they shouldn't. Oh, I just can't even. It's just too much. Now, Beyonce and Hove remain silent on social media. Now, Beyonce's daddy, Matthew, has spoken out to defend his daughter and family in an exclusive statement to TMZ. Matthew didn't hold back, calling Ye's actions stupid and warning that people in the music industry pay a price for what they say and do, while addressing the public's belief that Ye has a mental illness. Now, Matthew says, quote, "I'm hopeful Kanye gets the type of help he needs in terms of mental health, despite reports of the Carters considering legal action." And Matthew knows, calling him out. Kanye has doubled down on his disrespectful tweets and said the Carters will never get an apology. Take a look. "There will never be an apology to the Carter family until they help me and my family with my children. Be getting one nigga out of jail at a time to look prestigious. The Carters and the Kardashians are basically the same, except the Kardashians are sex trafficking."
Allegedly.
Now, Ye isn't the only one in heat for calling out Jay-Z and Beyonce, but he also called out many more, including his ex-wife, her family, and even his kids. He posted all the people who betrayed him, and they all made the list. Take a look. "I am in pain that no person can fix. The betrayal: Virgil, John Legend, Kim, Trav, Cardi, Big Sean, Jay-Z, Ty, Tyler, Dirk, Common, Cudi, Pusha, Don C, Amber, the Kardashians, Adidas, Demna, Balenciaga, my own kids, my own family, the black community, and of course the Jews. I'm in pain. I bled for everyone here." I didn't make the list, so I'm going to give an applause for that. I do not want to be on his list. But you also need to take accountability, because we can go through that whole list, and there's, you know, when people say, if everybody say you the problem, are you the problem? Or when you say everybody the problem, are you the problem? Because I used to say everybody was a problem, but they were. But I was the problem. What do you make of all this?
It's just a mess. And again, it's when things like this are happening, I feel like the people around you have to take some accountability and stepping in. Because if you're cashing a check over there and you see this train wreck, you know, if you see this train speeding down the tracks and about to crash, like, you need to intervene, like, help slow the train down. And to his fan base, like, I'm from Chicago, I'm a Kanye fan, but now, like, I can't get behind this. I'm not like posting Kanye all the time. Like, it's ridiculous. It's sad.
Yeah, well, I can play the music. Yeah, Sunday service, I've been playing a lot of that because I've been in my not religious, but my spiritual bag. And the Sunday service is phenomenal. He is a icon in terms of his art. But you gotta want to help. Let me tell you what I told the gangbangers in Stockton. All of this sounds great, but if you don't have the will to get the help, none of it matters. You clearly have no will to change. You had everything but your mental health together and your will to change. You know, I used to do shit like schedule my doctor's appointments in his hotel room so I could get my blood work. That then made him get his blood work. So we were doing it. But you know, you got people around you who are just saying, you just give them a mic, give them a mic. No, yes, it's great for you. You give a lot of people good looks, but yeah, you letting people. I don't even feel sorry for you, bro. Rumi, Surrey, Blue, B, J, Angie, Tina, Matthew with your cheating nasty ass, Kelly, Tim, everybody out there who's surrounding this family with love, continue to be there for them because these kids need the love. And it's just sad that this is even a topic. I don't even want to talk about Kanye more. God bless you. God bless everybody in the United States of America. Let's get to the thoughts and prayers. It's official. Jonathan MLK Majors has married Meagan Coretta Scott Good. From every mountainside, let the wedding bells ring. Sorry, Bernice. No, but seriously, congratulations to the newlyweds. And while one couple gets hitched, another gets ditched. Renni Rucci found herself kicked out of the house when her man Black Zach accused her of cheating with Kevin Gates. And speaking of Gates, OnlyFans model is accused of sending her client to the pearly ones after engaging in a saran wrap fetish. BDS turned into RIP real quick. Condolences to that, man. Y'all got to be careful with these fetishes. Meanwhile, Lizzo had to confront Young Miami over some misinterpreted comments about her weight loss. Although Miami's comments weren't bad, we're glad, not saran wrap glad, that they figured it out. But message to Lizzo, you look good as fuck right now, girl. F what anyone has to say, especially if they're a troll like Kanye. Whether that man is trolling or got something else going on, we're all just in need of prayer, and we need to pray and tune him out. And if he does go too far, just do what Hov and B have allegedly done. Take that ass to court. Anyway, until the next show, we're out of here. This has been a lot, but I emotionally feel great. So now I'm off to save my city. Peace.
The Jason Lee Podcast.